Hi everyone, good afternoon. My name is Lo Celis and for this afternoon, I am going to discuss social media misinformation. For our itinerary, okay, para at least alam natin kung ano yung i-expect natin na content or topic. Number one, I am going to discuss the definition of literacy under media, information, and technology literacy. Second, I am going to discuss specifically media literacy and on how to get public opinion. And then on the latter part, we are going to have some discussion with regard to the code of ethics, the different social issues, and allow me to present the 17 sustainable development goals. Okay? So I hope everyone's ready. Let's start. So let me present to you my friend Juan. Okay? Sabi nila, the internet is smarter than us. So my friend Juan here actually go to the internet to look for a certain assignment. Sabi sa kanya ng teacher niya, Hoy Juan, hanapin mo yung definition ng word na literacy. So sabi naman ni Juan, kasi masunurin na estudyante si Juan, Juan actually went to the internet, no? Nag-google siya. Okay? After yung mag-google, sabi ni Juan, ang tagal naman mag-load, di ba? Probably some of us experienced this. So sabi ni Juan, labas muna ako, exercise muna ako. Okay? Nung nakita niya na yung loading bar, sabi niya, oh my God, malapit ko nang makuha yung definition ng word na literacy. But could not load page. Anong nangyari kay Juan? Juan became very sad. Just like the rest of us. Diba? Sabi nila, the internet is smarter than us. Pero sabi natin, let's rebut that particular stereotype. We, human, are smarter than the internet. Kasi ma'am, kami yung nagko-connect sa kanila. We are the one controlling our application, our device, our gadgets. If we would like to connect to those different Wi-Fi, LTE, 5G, or kahit na sa kapitbahay natin, no, nakikiconnect tayo ng Wi-Fi. But if you are going to observe now, okay, we are being manipulated by the internet. Why? One good evidence of that is whenever we are done with our synchronous session, probably, diba, sa junior high school, and then our parents will tell us, oh anak, mag-snack ka na. Alam kong pagod na pagod ka sa klase mo. Ano yung response natin sa mga magulang natin? Ma, I'm just going to check my followers sa Instagram or sa Twitter or sa Facebook. And at some point, diba, yung 5 minutes nagiging 30 minutes. 1 hour. Hindi mo mamamalayan, madaling araw na nandun ka pa rin. Okay? So allow me to share the definition of literacy. Diba? In layman, sabi natin, ma'am, literacy is only the ability to read and write. According to the dictionary, there's actually an additional word included. No? Literacy is the ability to read, write, and understand a particular concept. Pero sa amin po, sa media information literacy, we define the word literacy. Not only the ability to read, write, comprehend, but the ability to echo or share the knowledge and wisdom that you can gain. So hopefully after this webinar, no, you can share the knowledge that you can gain not only to your circle of friends, but lalong-lalo na dun sa labas, okay, ng circle ninyo. Okay? And I hope every one of us will also learn from the experience of Juan, diba? Sana hindi tayo makain ng isang negatron, okay? 1 negatron out of 10 good things na nangyari sa atin. Or probably, umiinit yung ulo natin whenever there is no Wi-Fi, there's no data, there's no signal. Hopefully, we can convert that, okay? Okay, so allow me to present some negative effects, okay? So according to social psychologists, okay, all of us are users of the internet. General rule daw, lahat tayo ay gumagamit, nag-utilize nitong different online platforms. And diba, if I can share, there are different social media platforms and microblogs. What are the examples of social media platforms? We have Facebook, Friendster. Kung naabutan nyo pa yung Friendster nyo or kung naabutan nyo pa yung Friendster or kung naabutan niya ng mga magulang nyo, ask them. Okay? Pero po, ang Twitter and Instagram, we don't actually consider them as social media platforms because we call them as microblogs. Okay? So, there is a huge difference between a social media and a microblog. Okay? I hope you will learn from this that the different examples of social media are your Friendster, MySpace, Facebook. Okay? But Twitter and Instagram are not. okay, classified as social media, but they are called as microblogs. Why? Because there is a certain limitations. Di ba kapag nagtitweet tayo, meron lang tayong specific numbers, okay, ng letter or words na pwede nating i-post, okay? So, the reason why we call them or consider them or even tag them as microblogs, okay? Now, there are a lot of negative effects, okay? Sabi nila, we are all users of the social media platforms, microblogs, but only few, okay? Only few can be considered as netizen. At ano yung mga netizen or sino yung mga netizen? Those are different individuals or group who actually practice etiquette in the internet. Okay? The reason why some of them avoid some of these negative effects. Okay? So, according to social psychologists, okay, in exchange of convenience, okay, tayo daw, in the old normal, probably ginagawa natin to, no? Before we actually bless the food, okay, ano yung nagiging signal? Ma'am, we need to connect first sa internet. Ma'am, magte-take po muna kami ng groovy. Ma'am, magpipicture-picture po muna kami ng aesthetic ng lugar kung saan po kami kakain. Okay? Sabi nila, at some point, we neglect to appreciate the presence of those individual in the actual cosmos. Why? Because we are too pressured to share all the happenings that is happening to us in social media. Ito yung sinasabi natin na we fail to live in a certain cosmos. We fail to live in that certain time. Because we are so consumed. We are so concerned of our image in the digital world. Okay? So, in the long run, it is an easy to interact personally because at some point, we actually get used to instant messaging. Kahit yung courtship ngayon, no? Some boys promise some girls, I will give you the sun, moon, stars, all the flowers na nakikita ng mata mo. Okay? And the girl naman, I'm so happy. I am looking forward to that. Anong ginawa ng boy? Okay? Yung boy sent all the flowers emoji. Okay? The sun, moon, stars emoji. Ma'am, meron naman pong extra mile. Okay? Yung emoji, ma'am, gumagalaw. Nagina po siyang ping or gif. Okay? But at some point, we get used to it. Diba? Our heart flutters whenever we see those different emojis. But at some point, we failed to recognize or even provide boundaries between the digital world and the reality. Okay, so that's what. Next, okay? Ito yung nakakatakot, okay? Messages can be interpreted differently if it is conveyed through digital media. At some point, di ba, we actually provide a particular response na mahinahon naman tayo. But whenever it is being decoded by the other person on the other end, kala niya galit tayo. Diba? Lalo na kapag marami exclamation point or ilang hahaba yung ginamit mo. Okay? Those can also be misinterpreted. Okay? Feelings, emotions now being a social media status, then resolving it personally. Okay? Instead of us pausing for a while, being in the moment, composing ourselves, wala na, nandun na po tayo sa Facebook Live. Hi, we are right here, right now, and my boyfriend or my girlfriend just broke up with me. Okay? And at some point, because of that particular actuation, we became victim of those different fake news or what we call hoaxes and technicalities that can also trigger fearmongering. Fearmongering, mas nakakatakot po yan sa hoaxes. While, because fearmongering, from the word fearmongering, it causes an alarm. It causes fear. It scares those different individuals or group na nakaka-receive ng message na yun. For example, okay, you and your friends, okay, went shopping to SM. Suddenly, nung gusto mo na mag-update sa iyong social media platform, no, nakita mo yung post. Sorry for citing this example, ni Mocha Uson. Sabi ni Mocha Uson, pumuputok yung bulkan sa likod ng SM City Naga. And at that particular moment, nasa SM City Naga ka, anong mangyayari sa'yo? Di ba at some point matatakot ka? Ma'am, I feel so scared kasi akala ko talaga nasa likod ng SM City Naga yung vulkan, yung Mayon volcano, to the point that I am actually running, okay, for my life, palabas ng SM at tumakbo sa malayo para hindi ako matabunan ng lava. Okay? So, ma'am, hindi lang pala hoaxes yung nakakatakot. It can also trigger din pala, ma'am, fearmongering. Okay? And that can be one of the negative effects if we fail to acknowledge netiquette. Again, sabi natin, all of us are users of these different online platforms, but only few practice etiquette, okay? Or what we call netiquette. It is the etiquette in the internet. Next, we also have here the definition of media and media literacy, okay? Media is exclusively defined as your print media, radio broadcast, television broadcast, and your new media or the internet. At ano naman po yung media literacy? Let's simplify the definition. Media literacy is the ability to utilize the moment daw po na na-acknowledge natin kung para saan daw, okay, yung mga print media such as the newspaper, the tabloid, the radio stations, the AM, the FM, the television, okay, as well as the internet. Okay? And another, understanding the complex, okay, in this different medium. Okay? Exercise critical thinking. Ano yung napapansin nyo? Paminsan po ang daming events na nangyayari but we only patronize the mainstream. Diba? We need to weigh some point. Ano ba yung mas importante sa general public? Okay? Britney, are you wearing an underwear or a particular social concern that can affect a lot of sectors in the country? At some point, we contribute in patronizing the shallow news than those important information na kailangang ma-amplify by us utilizing properly our social media platforms. Okay? Instead of us going to Twitter and telling your followers, I would like to eat ice cream, why not share at least one particular news that CNN Philippines, TV Patrol, or 24 Oras, okay, is presenting to you? Okay? Why not utilize our social media properly? Why not use our huge influence to advocate these different social issues, to address it? Diba sabi natin, we are not only here to spread awareness, but we are here to contribute, okay, to provide a certain action para at least masolusyonan yung problema na yan. Kasi po ma'am, the more na pinag-uusapan siya, okay, ang dami po niyang napupuntahan. Okay? And the moment we realize na importante itong solusyonan, that is the time that we trigger a particular ripple effect. At yung ripple effect na yun, sobrang laki nun. Okay? Imaginein mo sa isang tao na na-persuade mo to react upon that particular social concern, ilan pa yung pwede niyang ma-impluwensyahan to do the same. Ganyan po, okay? Ka-strong ang different social media platforms na ginagamit natin. Ang different online platforms na ginagamit natin. Also, no, if I may share, always understand the significant role of media and society. Okay? And before we actually go to these different online platforms, social media man yan, microblogs man yan. So before we share a particular meme, pause for a while and ask yourself, eto bang joke ko universal to the point na hindi ako makakapag-degrade ng isang race? Hindi ako makakapag-degrade ng isang gender? Or is it only laughable for me because I felt like I am not being targeted by this particular meme? So at some point, we need to pause and ask ourselves, okay, is it factual? Is it truthful? Is it objective? Kailangan ko ba talaga tong i-share para at least mabigyan ko ng kasiyahan yung mga tao? Or at some point, do I need to be sensitive? Or baka racist yung content nung gusto kong i-share na meme? Or at some point, baka yung mga brothers and sisters namin sa LGBTQA+, ma-offend. Okay? So, there's a lot of things that we should consider. And never go to social media whenever you are triggered by your emotion. Remember, lahat na pinopost natin dyan is already part of history. Okay? At yung mga pinopost po ninyo dyan is already part, okay, of your digital footprints. At mas nakakatakot po yan. Because it can be revived anytime, anywhere. Okay? Next, okay? So sabi natin, media, these are the three functions of media. By hierarchy, we have to inform, Okay? Ito pong content ng To Inform ay yung mga balita natin. 24 Oras, TV Patrol, CNN, etc. etc. We also have To Educate. Ito naman po yung, I don't know if you are familiar with Once Upon a Time, Hirayang Manawari, Sineskwela, Nat Geo, kabuhayang swak na swak yung mga pinapanood ng mga mother dear natin, no? At marami pa pong iba. And last, To Entertain. Ma'am, yan po yung mga pinapanood naming Showtime, Itbulaga, at marami pa pong iba. So sabi natin, inappropriate use of this different media in terms of gathering and conveying news and information to public triggers negative impact. So we need to be very careful. And there are different ways on how to actually establish or even set, okay, public opinion. Sabi po, lahat daw tayo ay gatekeepers. Okay? Bakit po tayo gatekeepers? Di ba at some point, we always ask our friends to take a photo of us and we actually click the shutter as many as we can. Okay? And after that, we choose a great photo of us. Okay? The moment daw po na nag-undergo tayo ng process na yan, we can actually consider ourselves as gatekeepers. So, gatekeeping is the process of filtering. Okay? Sa 1,000,000 balita sa isang araw, we need to determine alin po ba dyan ang importante sa publiko. Alin kaya dyan yung kapag shinare ko, I can contribute to social awareness. Okay? At sabi natin, on top of gatekeeping, we also have agenda setting. I don't know if you will notice this, but yung mga different online platforms and news aggregators natin actually set the agenda for us. At eto po yung mga balita na palagi nating pinag-uusapan. Okay? And that is through the process of persuasion. And persuasion triggers an attitude change. As long as, remember this, you are presenting truthful and objective information. You didn't actually romanticize it. You didn't actually sensationalize it. Hindi ka nag-provide ng iyong subjective perspective. But in return, you just presented a factual information. So sabi natin, agenda setting, ma'am, is being presented, okay, by the different media platforms, and the public can actually respond to that in a positive or negative way. Okay, so these are the examples of that. Sabi ni President Duterte, way back 2016, 2017, endo, ibasura. Okay? But checking it now, anong sabi ng publiko? Contractual, gawing regular. Because up until now, this particular social concern is not yet being addressed. Okay? Another, war on drugs. Maganda sana yung purpose, no? Para at least ma-eradicate, okay? If not to dissolve totally drugs in the Philippines. Pero ano nangyari? Ma'am, grabe yung extrajudicial killing, okay? I don't know if you can remember Kian de los Santos, a grade 12 student, no, na napagkamalan na drug pusher. Sabi nga natin, ma'am, para po yung puno. Bakit mo kailangang putulin yung mga branches if you can just cut the root? Kasi sabi nila, yung extrajudicial killing po, ma'am, is anti-poor. Ang pinapatay lang po niyan, ma'am, ay yung mga taong nasa laylayan. Bakit hindi po pinapatay yung ugat? Okay, so you will see there the response of the public. Okay? And sabi natin, in this particular information age, okay, mga kapatid, mga kaibigan, information age, the internet controls us. Do you agree? I hope not. Okay? And you will tell yourself, Ma'am, I am not being controlled by the internet because I am a strong, independent man or woman. And I know how to be discreet. Okay? At I know how to discipline myself, ma'am, para at least masabi ko na ako po ang nagko-control sa internet at hindi the other way around. So let me just jump on to this one. These are the different features under the information age. We have our different web browsers, search engines, blogs, social networks, microblogs, video chat, tapos yung mga video na TikTok, no? I hope you are very careful in utilizing that particular platform. Let me just jump to code of ethics. Okay? So, sabi natin, we already discussed, pinahapyawan na natin to dun sa unahan, no? Sabi natin, ma'am, etiquette is being expressed in the actual cosmos, okay? Or in reality. While netiquette po, ma'am, this is the code of ethic or this is the etiquette presented in the internet. Sabi nga natin, general rule, all of us are users, okay? But only few can be tagged as netizen. The moment they properly utilize their platform, their voice to trigger advocacy, to trigger social transformation. And I hope you will choose that particular path. Not only being a user, but being a netizen. Next po, we also have a lot of different social concerns. Number one is digital divide. Ano ma'am yung digital divide? We are actually digitally divided. I don't know if you are familiar with the BPO or the business process outsourcing. Ito po yung tinatawag natin in layman ng mga call center or call center. Diba? So, as long as meron po tayo niyan, we can categorize or we can actually see digital divide. It's not only limited dun sa point na, ma'am, because hindi po sila techie, to the point na kailangan pa nila ma'am tumawag dun sa mga BPO or call center just to ask them, why is it my remote control is not working? Tapos anong sasabihin ng customer support? Sir, did you even put a battery? Oh, do I need to put a battery? Diba? Yung mga ganun na concept, mga basic. But at some point, they neglect to acknowledge the process. Okay, not only that, okay, some of us also have access to these different innovations, but at some point, okay, laggard tayo how to troubleshoot it, how to make it work. Or at some point, yung walang-wala talaga. Yung mga grassroots, yung mga marginalized sectors, or even those different individuals or group na nasa laylayan or below poverty line. The reason why masasabi natin na, ma'am, digital divide is still rampant even in the 21st century. Okay? Another virtual self. Ito po yung mga ginagamit natin na emoji or at some point yung ginagawa nating avatar sa Sims, if you are familiar with the Sims. Okay? Na application or yung mga bagong laro ngayon na mada-download natin, 'di ba, sa Google Play or sa Apple Store. Okay? So, from here, we can actually modify our feature, our color. At some point, no ma'am, we can be cool by creating our own virtual self. Sabi nga natin, walang masama if you would like to create your own virtual self. But at the end of the day, you should always choose the real world. I don't know if you are familiar with the film Ready Player One. Ano nangyari kay Ready Player One? Ma'am, si Ready Player One, nakalimutan niya na pong piliin at some point yung real world. Because nafe-feel niya po, ma'am, na mas accepted siya, okay, sa virtual or digital space. But I hope at the end of the day, even though you have your virtual self, you are still going to choose, okay, the actual physical comfort that you can have in the real cosmos. Next, to be very careful po ha sa pagpili ng inyong mga virtual self, okay? Some of us may choose the chocolate ice cream na sabi ng iba, poop daw po yan. So be very careful because that is your representation in the digital world, okay? And we also have the different dangers in the internet. Okay? Sino dito yung mga naglalaro ng mga online game? Yung mga LOL, League of Legends, na at some point, no, I need to reach gold! I need to spend a lot of money just for me to be on the peak of that particular status ko. At paano po man kung hindi namin ma-reach yung gold sa League of Legends? Okay? It triggers aggressive behavior. Bad trip ka na. Ginawa mo ng punching bag yung mga kalaro mo at even yung mga kasama mo sa bahay. That is one effect of too much exposure to these different online games. Okay? On top of that, online shopping. Sino po dito, okay, ang mga nabibiktima ng 112233 or at some point, ma'am, we mark ourselves safe from the Zalora, the Shopee sale. Diba? I hope you will hear me, okay, or I hope you will hear my voice whenever you are being notified by those different online shopping application. Okay, ayan na si Ma'am Lo. Okay, mark yourself safe. Okay, next, cyberbullying. Meron pa ba nito? At some point po meron pa. Pero hopefully, no, konti na lang yung percentage. At hopefully, in the near future, we can totally abolish this cyberbullying. Okay? So, those are the only few dangers of the internet. On top of this, if I may add, okay, pornographic material is also one. Okay, so as much as you can avoid it, please avoid it, lalong-lalo na kung alam natin na that particular content is not appropriate for me. Darating at darating tayo dyan. But for now, enjoy your youth. Okay? Enjoy the innocence that you have. Okay? Or at some point, kapag curious ka talaga, then look for someone who can explain it to you. Okay? Alam naman po natin lahat na yung someone na yon at some point ay hindi ang ating mga magulang because that will be awkward. You can actually convey some of your curiosity to our guidance counselor, to our teacher, to our moderator, yung sa tingin mong, ay, magiging komportable ako kapag nagtanong ako. Ay, magiging komportable po ako, ma'am, at hindi ako mahihiya. Because out of curiosity, I really want to be educated. Okay? And then another, identity theft. Okay? Let me just provide a particular advice. Lalong-lalo na dun sa mga taong parang breakfast, lunch, and dinner na nila yung gumamit ng social media. Always check the privacy of your post. Lalo na po kapag nagpo-post tayo ng mga ID natin na may mga information natin, no? We need to avoid that. Okay? Bakit? Because of the identity theft. Okay? Hindi mo alam, ang dami mo na palang utang sa bangko. Meron ka na palang ginawang loan. Okay? Meron ka na palang transaction. Okay? Why? Because they can retrieve those different information na pinopost natin sa social media. Sabi ko nga earlier, no, be very careful with regard to your digital footprints because that can be revived anytime, anywhere. Okay? And finally, allow me to present po the 17 Sustainable Development Goals that we are actually advocating. Before po, Millennium Development Goals to at meron tayong 8. Okay? And I hope every one of us can relate, diba? Na ma'am, up until now, rampant pa rin to. Nakikita pa rin po namin to. No poverty, zero hunger, good health, and well-being. Ma'am, dito po pumapasok yung mental health at some point, diba? Quality education that all of us are craving, lalo na nung pumasok ang online, ang new normal or yung online classes, diba? Gender equality po, ma'am. It is not only limited to men, women, pero pati na po yung sa LGBTQA+, okay? QA+, brothers and sisters natin. Even the clean water and sanitation, we also have affordable and clean energy, that is number 7. Ma'am, kaya po pala nung old normal pa, no, meron nakalagay sa classroom namin na kung hindi naman madilim, do not switch on the light. For us to actually, what? Save or be responsible in consuming those different energy. Okay? SDG number 7 is or can be also clustered to SDG number 12. Okay? We also have decent work and economic growth. Ma'am, lalo na po nung nagpandemya, okay, grabe po yung struggle ng mga parents namin para maiakon lang po kami at magkaroon kami ng quality education. Okay? Industry, innovations, infrastructure, reduce inequalities. Ma'am, sana po walang nadidiscriminate because of their physical appearance, because of their gender, because of their aesthetic features, etc. Okay? And then sustainable cities and communities, climate action, eto magkakapatid to. Climate action, life below water, life on land. At yung kinikrave ng Pilipinas ngayon, lalong-lalo na, ngayong darating na May 9, 2022 halalan. Peace, justice, and for us to have strong institutions. So I hope at the end of this particular webinar, you are going to accept the challenge of being a catalyst of change for social transformation. Ma'am, given po pala na meron akong power to influence, okay, not only those different individual na kaedad ko, no, I cannot only preach awareness. I can also provide baby steps to address these different social issues. Sabi nga dito sa photo na to, lahat daw tayo may iba-ibang reaction the moment we are asked, do you accept the challenge of being a catalyst of change? Sabi nung isang nagpa-popcorn, it is a piece of cake for me. Sabi naman nung isang nasa gitna, okay, ready ba ako? Okay? But I hope you are going to ask yourself. I hope you are going to be the left and the right person who will convince this person in the middle, okay? By telling them or by telling him or her na kaya mo. Okay? We are not only utilizing these different social media platforms for our own sake, okay? Or we are not only utilizing these different online platforms for our own sake, pero kailangan po nating isipin, okay? And pause for a while. Bakit ba ako nag-utilize nitong mga social media platforms na to, mga microblogs na to? Bakit ba ako nagpo-produce ng content? Is it only pure entertainment? Or at some point, I would like to trigger or share my advocacy? Sabi nga natin, no, the highest form of literacy is the moment we actually share the knowledge that we gain to others. And I hope you are going to do that. So I think that's it for me this afternoon. I hope you learned a lot. Maraming salamat po for inviting me and I hope to see you around. Bye everyone!